the F3 division in Australia. I'm happy to see you again, guys. I'm Max, and today, unfortunately, Malc could not make it, so I will try my best to broadcast this race, and I have the pleasure to have the company of Joe, who kindly accepted to take over and to commentate that race as well. So thanks, Joe. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving you a hand. I enjoyed giving Malc a hand around the USA, so it'd be nice to step in once again and watch what brilliant racing we'll have on the show.
Yeah, so you're already used to the F3 division, so nothing new. For you, you already know like the trick drivers. Just a point on the standings. For the driver, GPH is like far ahead. He cannot. And I'm just interrupting myself because we already have wet qualification, so that's a surprise in Australia. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, the wet rain always throws up a few obstacles, so it'll be interesting to see how the drivers are going to deal with it today.
Yeah, so as I've just mentioned, so GPH is far ahead. I think Bruce Lee, his teammate, is just P2, and Rudo was the reserve driver. He managed to win last week on his second race at Invictus Racing League, so what a performance from him. But we have to look into the constructors standing as well, because McLaren could clinch the title if they manage to do a clean and nice race. We have to make some kind of calculation to be sure that they clinch the title, so this is something that we will see afterwards. And I don't see any drivers coming out of the pits. Natrogash have done it, so I don't know if the driver are expecting the conditions to be better toward the end of the qualification, but we have to see how everything plans out.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to, even if the conditions are going to drop a little bit, to get your first couple of laps in, just in case they don't, or the weatherman's thrown a little bit of an obstacle out there. So if you just get a few laps nice and tidy, and hopefully get yourself on the board, just in case the rain even does get worse. And if you have to go out in the full wet at the end, there's no chance you're beating anybody's time, so play it safe and go out when you can.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Joe. So I have to apologize in advance to all the viewers. I'm not used to broadcast the race, so please be lenient on my ability to do it. I'll try my best as always. So everybody's on the intermediate tires for now, even though it seems to rain a lot. Put the telemetry and the lap data as well.
Yeah, it does look wet out there, it does, but I think there's no standing water just yet, so it's definitely not time for those wets. Those should be fine. Once you start seeing the puddles around the track, I think people will be forced to change to the wet, so they just want to get these laps in now while they can.
Yeah, exactly, and I think the sky looks a bit clear, so we have to see. Rude is on red, I think. He's on the fast lap. I've got a bit of a problem with the names. I mean, of course, I've got my French accent, but for example, Melonade, poor guy, I've called him Melonado for like 10 races.
I have heard about that. There's a bit of an ongoing joke about that one, isn't there?
Thanks. We have Rens on the comments as always. Thanks, Rens, to be always present to see the F3 division. So I think Rude is the first one on track. So let's see what he can do. I've mentioned it earlier, but he seems to be super strong. He won last week. Oh, and Jack already, no!
I didn't see what happened there.
Oh my god.
Beginning of the second sector, because he's just lost it.
Yeah, and Last week he made a mistake as well during qualification and he started the race last, so I think it will be exactly the same in Australia. And remember that Jack got something to play on the driver standings, because I think it's P3, so not ideal for him. Yeah, not ideal. Alright, so tricky conditions, that's for sure, for now. And rods with 131, 433, so I don't know at all if it's valuable or not, because I haven't trained on the rain condition here, and I don't think Joe, you've raced here neither, so...
No, I've not in the rain now, so I have no idea if that's a good time, but it's a second quicker almost than Nitro, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Office red with 32 and yeah, 809. Oh, and Melonade scored pole position, 5/10 ahead of Ruud, so nice performance from him. I think being ahead of Ruud is not an easy task, that's for sure.
They're all looking quick, but I think that is a good time from Melonade, as JPH has gone faster. In fact, we're 134, so they're definitely racking up the times now. I don't know if the track's getting drier, so
yeah,
the laps are getting faster, but they're definitely getting quicker and quicker and quicker. But I've got no benchmark to go by on what's a good lap round this track in the wet.
Yeah, and yeah, Rance, it's Joe Hamster with me, and yeah, we see like pole position after pole position. So yeah, I think the track is definitely quicker and quicker. We already can see a clear line on the track already. So I think it's really it will be really interesting, because if the track keeps getting quicker and quicker, I mean, all the important task for the driver will be to stay at the very end of this qualification, and it means like basically any driver can score pole position, and that's a nice thing about rain conditions.
Yeah, exactly. It's always better when it gets drier and drier throughout the session rather than wetter and wetter. It keeps it nice and competitive right until the end. There's nothing worse than everyone's first lap being the most important, and then it just kills off qualifying from there on. So it's good to see that it is drying.
Yeah, exactly. So all the drivers have scored, well, most of the drivers actually, the half of the grid have scored a first lap. I think Roddy, yeah, he has done 2 laps, and he managed to get quicker on his second lap, and I think he's trying hard. And Bruce Lee this time on pole position. I mean, they're all going to get that P1 for once, that's for sure. So yeah, and quite I mean, it's quite close between like the first 6 drivers, so it's interesting to see. I would have thought that the gap will be higher than that, to be honest.
Yeah, they're split by literally just, what, 5 tenths between, well, not even 5 tenths, 4.5 tenths between first and sixth, so maybe they are right on the money for the conditions that are around it.
Yeah, and we've got another yellow flag. I don't know where it is it, but I mean, Joe, in this case, what will you do? Will you try to basically stay on track and do, I don't know, like 3-4 laps with the same set of tires, or will you try to get fresher tires and then go back on the track?
Well, I think tyre wear is so minimal around here on the wet tyres that I think you do have to put a bit of extra fuel in there, do 3 or 4 nice laps. If you ace one that you feel that you cannot beat, then maybe it's worth to come in and change those tyres and see if the conditions pick themselves up, but I'd stay out and just do lap after lap after lap. There's only one way you're going to get a good time, and that's being on the track.
Yeah, I think I will do the same, so I fully agree. And in the meantime, Rudo, it's not even rude. I mean, what I'm saying. Rudo managed to get that P1 back with a nice improvement, and I think he's on another flying lap. So he's applying this very strategy, basically staying on track and trying to get quicker and quicker. We can see that nice trajectory. Actually, you've got to be careful about track limits in Australia. Can be quite painful. Oh, and Daryl as well. Unfortunately, he retired, and Mikey as well. Oh my God, 2 retirements in the same lap.
Oh, I missed the Mikey one. I saw Daryl's lost it up by turn 8 again, same place as Jack crashed. And he's only qualified, well, he's 90% of time, so that's not ideal for be trying to keep this championship alive with the constructors.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really bad news for Red Bull. Already three drivers who unfortunately retired even before setting a lap. So it's not ideal, but it's proved that how tricky the conditions are. I mean, Australia under rain condition, it can be really tricky. That's for sure. It's not the best track for rain condition because you can easily make mistakes, especially in the sector 2 with the fast chicane. Following Bruce Lee now, trying to improve. He's not so far behind from Rudo. But yeah, you can see that he slides a lot. This is crazy.
Yeah, going all the way past turn 8, that nice long left-hander, you just cannot get that power down. It's so slippy out there.
Yeah, and he managed to get the P1 despite all the sliding. His P1's just a bit ahead of Rudo, but he's like with 4 laps on his intermediate tire. So yeah, he's going for it. He put, I think, a lot of fuel in his car, and he's trying to go for it to get quicker and quicker. I've got to follow Cost as well, who will finish the lap.
A couple of invalidated, natural gas is invalidated. Cost about to come over the line. See what time he sets.
No, yeah, he's like 10 seconds. Oh no.
10 seconds.
Yeah, no, I think.
No,
okay, no. But still close, and well, I think the rain is getting lighter and lighter. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell, but.
JP just slipped around the final corner. He looks like he was on a good time as well, so that's that ruined.
Yeah, not ideal at all, and plus it will ruin his other lap. I mean, his next lap. So.
Exactly, yeah, and so Spuds crashed in the same place that Jack and Darryl did. That's proven really difficult. I know what it's like around there when it's wet. You literally put your foot down and the car will be gone. You overcorrect it and you spear off into that left wall zone. So I think this has happened there again.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, this I think this corner is really tricky, and I think there is something really important is that maybe the race is under dry conditions, and so all the drivers have different setup. Dry setup, and so maybe that's why they're struggling a lot under those rain conditions, and we see a lot of slidings here and there, and so maybe that's why. I'm just making like assumption for now because I don't know the weather for the race, but yeah, we'll see. Melonade managed to get between Bruce Lee and Rudo, and it was really a hard task because they were already so close to one another. But yeah, for now, Bruce Lee managed. Bruce Lee managed to get still this P1, and we have 6 minutes left. Oh, and I see Rudo in the wall. Oh, that's unfortunate.
God, everyone's really struggling around here, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's wow, this is really tricky. I don't know if Rudo got. Damage if he needs to. Oh no, but I'm really confused. I'm sorry because there is like Rudd with the Aston Martin and there is Rudo with the As. Okay.
There's 2 of them. Yeah. I think they're brothers.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so Rudo is the guy who won like last week, but I don't know about Matthew Rudd. I'm really sorry. Is he a new driver? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, he is. I don't think he's raced yet. He couldn't do his first couple of races because of university or something like that. But he's here to stay now.
Okay, and do you know if he's related to Rudo?
Yeah, I think they're brothers, mate.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
They applied to join the league as brothers. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a shame they're not in a team together. Maybe next year.
Okay, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome to see. Okay, well, so welcome, Matthew Rudd. Well, high expectation of this guy, considering that his brother is really fast in this F3 division. That's for sure. But yeah, so it was Matthew Rudd who made a mistake, and not Rudo, who will finish his lap right now. No, didn't manage to improve, so not a lot of time left. We will stick on Rudo to see if he can improve.
Yeah, I think they're all in the pit strapping on some new boots, ready to one last ditch at this pole position that everyone seems to be sharing around.
Yeah, exactly, and we haven't seen that much of an improvement since. Well, as soon as I've said that, Richard with the massive improvement, with like 5 tenths ahead of Bruce Lee. So what a lap from Richard.
Yeah, it's a lovely lap. I guess the track is still getting drier, or he's found some time somewhere, but I think it's hard to now. So just that one lap, so that will probably be his last lap of the last lap of the qualifying. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, and see Rudo, I think he hasn't done a good first sector, so maybe it will not be that lap. GPH, surprisingly, is only P8, still in the pits. So I don't know, will he try to set last lap time? We will see.
Yeah, he's just coming out now. I think he's going to leave it right into the last second. He wants to be the last one over that line. Bruce is currently on a good lap. He's 2 tenths up. I say that, he's slowed down. Never mind. He's 3.5 seconds down. Ignore me.
Yeah, that's surprising. yeah, that's surprising because obviously the drivers have to manage ERS as well, meaning that they can do like 4 laps straight. I mean, they have to do maybe like 1 lap, quick lap, and then a lap more slower, and to recharge basically his battery, and then to go on again. So.
Yeah, he's on 100%. He must have had a little bit of a mistake in one of the corners and abandoned the lap. To get a good lap in before the end, I guess. It's probably a good idea.
Daryl just said like the world's slowest DNF, so don't know what happened to him, but
no, I didn't. I wasn't on board with him when he crashed. I didn't see, but I think he lost the back end and started sliding one way and overcorrected, and he just slowly slid off into the lands.
So Melonade, I think he's on a good lap. He's ahead on his previous lap time. He's going through the trickiest sector 2.
He's keeping it nice and clean through there. Keep it nice and tight to the apex and a good exit. Just careful on the throttle because of the wet weather has cost us actually.
Oh, the
exact same time. Wow, that is crazy.
And Rudo, pole position with 2 tenths ahead. Wow, that was insane. And the game shows that Cost scored the fastest lap time, but he was not on pole position. That's so weird.
No, I was a bit confused. I saw that he had the purple right, and then I looked at the timing tower, and he was down below F1 Richard. I was very confused.
Yeah.
Let's see what time Melonade sets here as he goes over the line as P2 by just 2 minutes. Oh, that is very close.
Yeah, he will go, I think, with for a last lap. He got enough ERS, so I think he will definitely go for it.
I think he's got to. If he's that close, he's got to feel he can find some time somewhere, I'm sure. Costa's crashed also up at that turn 8. Everyone's really struggling up there.
Wow, this is insane. I mean, all the drivers are, I think, improving. Bruce Lee's improving. GC Batigol improving a lot as well.
First times out there, we'll have to see how they translate.
Bruce Lee improved, but still P5. He will have time to go for a last lap.
Yeah, he's got the ERS. He's got a bit of a step of oversteer there. That's not going to help his lap, but he only needs to find a couple of attempts to move up that sandpits. It's Scott Messi and F1 Richard both not on track. Got a few more coming over the line now, but no one improving their times enough to make a difference at the moment. As Bruce has gone round actually, so that will be it for qualifying.
Oh.
He's P5 for now, but there's still times coming in behind.
And for Rudo, it's over as well. Melonado, I don't know if he's, I think he will, try to finish this lap, but will it be enough to go for the pole position? Oh, he managed to improve just a little bit.
Wow. The fastest third sector, but it wasn't enough for the fastest lap.
Yeah, and I think it's over. No, we still have O'Steven maybe on a flying lap, but I think for the other driver it's over.
Yeah, very spam in the first sector, so he won't be improving his time, so we're just watching O'Steven.
well, nearly 2 seconds ahead on his previous lap time. So that's a nice improvement for now.
And then put P8, definitely climbing up the standings a little bit. Obviously keeps it nice and tidy through this last sector.
Yeah, he really managed to wait for the last moment, so it might be good for him.
Exactly, the drier the conditions, the faster the time. Got one corner left to go, just keeps it nice and tidy through there, not on the power 2 first. He's taking him around there well, and we'll put him up into P8. So 1 position better than I said.
Wow, ahead of GPH, so might be really pleased with that performance. PH really nice, but yeah, GPH surprisingly not feeling I think well at his best performance under those rainy conditions, but P6 and P9 McLaren guys are still in the fight, that's for sure. And following his win last week, we have Rudo on pole position. I think it's followed by Melonade, really close from Melonade. I mean, look at this gap between the first 2 drivers. We have GC Batigol on P3, and look at that, guys, Richard and Cost with the exact same time on P5, and it was the pole position time for I mean a few seconds. And we've got Bruce Lee on P6, Matty Rudd on P7 for his first qualification, so nice job from him. Or Steven P8, GPH P9. Office Red is in P10, Nitro Gash P11, Sphealers P12, Sirspud P13, and we have 3 drivers who haven't scored a lap time. It's Mikey, Daryl, and Jake, who will start last. As last week, so it's not something new for him, but he will. I mean, last week he managed to recover so many positions before I think he retired, but he knows how to do that. So I think we can expect great things from Jack as well.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be counting him out just yet. He may be starting in the back, but a good start will see him a couple of positions, and then if he has a good strategy in the pits. He definitely won't be out of the race from the get-go. With the McLaren starting so far back, he can hopefully catch up to the back of them and be pulled through the pack. It's a dry race for now, hopefully it will stay that way. So maybe they were using a dry setup, so some people were struggling with their qualifying times. I don't know who was using what setup, and I think we'll see now whether that'll make a difference in the race.
Yeah, I think that's why, because obviously if you have a complete dry race, I mean it's completely useless to use a wet setup just for the qualification, because otherwise you will be so slow afterwards. So I think that's why, yeah, exactly, we saw so many drivers struggle a lot. So it will be different. I mean, the first laps can be really tricky because you have to learn different braking points, etc. You're used to the race under I mean the qualification under race conditions, so it's basically a new way of driving your car. So we'll have to see what happened during the first laps. Maybe some drivers can be surprised about that.
Yeah, it's a tight track around here, so they will have to be careful and be aware of their surroundings, especially going into that turn 1 as it's a fast chicane. There's not a heavy braking zone into there. So they'll have to make sure that they get those braking markers right and don't go barreling in from behind, because that can cause a lot of chaos around here.
Yeah, exactly. The first corner can be really tricky because I mean it's quite a fast corner, but you have to brake obviously before that, and the exit is really important because you've got quite a long straight afterwards where you can manage to do overtakes. So. Can be really tricky. I mean, in real Formula 1 races, we've got like so many incidents in this first corner. I don't know if you remember, like I think it was like Ralf Schumacher with Barrichello. I mean, he went like flying in the first corner. It was like crazy to watch that.
I don't think I've seen that one myself. I might have seen it in the past, but it doesn't ring a bell. I've definitely seen a fair share of incidents into that turn 1 there, that's for sure. I've been involved in a couple myself as well.
Yeah. I think yeah, with a bit of experience, we all have this kind of
I think we have all seen it.
So I'm looking at the chat now. We've got Kelvin, hi mate. Rance, who said interesting quali to say the least. Well, that's for sure. That's for sure. Don't know if it's the first pole position of Rudo. I mean, he didn't manage to score pole position last week, but I don't know if it in the US Grand Prix.
No, he wasn't on pole around the US either.
Okay. It's a good performance from him. He's like full of confidence, that's for sure, after his really impressive performance. And we'll start the race in 10 seconds. We don't have a formation lap, no? It's still...
No, formation lap's off.
Okay.
That's still the issue, yeah.
Alright, so we will go for it straight away. And we have the 5 red lights, and we will be going for this round 11. And here we go. I think with a nice... oh, and Melonade actually a really good start. And you think he will go ahead of Rudo?
Yes, the lovely start as Bruce Lee's gone tumbling down the order. I didn't see what happened. He got tagged. He's off in the grass. That's not a good start. Along with Nitro, she's got a broken front wing. I don't think Bruce Lee's picked up any damage, but it looks like there's a virtual safety car already, as there's a bit of an incident down at turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was carnage behind, because we have Matty Rudd, unfortunately, doesn't have any front wing. I think we've got like at least 4 or 5 drivers involved in this first corner. We just mentioned it earlier, Joe, this really tricky first corner.
Yeah, that much traffic coming through the corner, it does happen. Officer Red's struggling, I think, here with some really warm tyres. He keeps spinning the car around. Once you go around once, it's so hard to keep those tyres under control. So it's not the start he wanted.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we've got this virtual safety car really early, actually, just after the first scratches. And Rudo did manage to get that P1 back. I don't really know how he managed to do that, actually.
I didn't even realise. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't under the yellow flags or anything. But a good job from him to keep that position protected.
No, yeah, that's for sure. I think Matthew Wood will definitely... Well, I was going to say he will hope that the virtual safety car goes on when he comes to the pit, but unfortunately for him, it's green light again.
Yeah, Mate Red has gone in. I'm guessing he had damage as well. I know Nitro struggling in the back with some damage, so he'll be going in the pits as well, but... Maloney keeping the chase on Rudo. He won't be giving this one up easily after he lost that first position from a good start. As Bruce Lee goes past Jack, he's going to make amends for his spin at turn 1.
Okay, so fortunately for him, Bruce Lee, I think he doesn't have any damage. Jack as well, so that's convenient. And they passing through Mikey already, who seems really slow. And we have 4 drivers in the pit, so a lot of damages for all those guys. Unfortunately.
That was some carnage at the beginning of the race. Yeah, a lot of people have gone in. I don't know if Mike is carrying some damage here. He's fighting the car through the corners. Maybe he's got a little bit of front wing damage he doesn't think it's worth pitting for, but he's leaving times to the cars ahead at the moment. Although the 2 ahead are very quick.
Yeah, so I didn't see the tire strategy as GC Batigol is making a move on Richard, and we have Spheelers, I think. Yeah, Spheelers already, I think he had a problem on the sector, on the famous sector 2, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, that new chicane is still looking like it's still a challenge for people. They have reprofiled that corner, but they do still look like they're struggling around there because Spheelers is in the wall, I'm afraid, at the end of turn 10. Yeah, so what a shame. We already have our first retirement in this race, as Sirspert and Jack has managed to move ahead of Sirspert, already P8 for him, despite his he's a bit of a messy first corner because Bruce Lee and all the drivers following are already 6 seconds behind GPH, or we already have 2 races, you know, like the first 6 drivers and then the rest of the grid. Yeah, this is really strange to see, isn't it? There's a big split between the 2 of them, but they're all keeping each other challenged in different parts of the track.
And oh, Jack, no!
That's going to be a full safety car, I think. Yeah, the safety car is out as Jack loses it. It's just before that corner that everyone was crashing in qualifying, but it still looks like a challenge in the drawing.
Well, we just mentioned it. I mean, I think the drivers were not used to basically to race under like the dry condition, and it can definitely surprise drivers. And as we just seen where Jack basically lost the car, it's quite unusual place to lose your car, but unfortunately for him, only 3 laps, and so it will definitely not help his chance on the drivers. Championship. I think he might have already lost any hope, but now it's definitely over, I think. And GPH is changing tires, so yeah, quite interesting strategy.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to take them to the. If he's gone to the hards, he's gone to the mediums. I think I can't quite tell. Hang on.
Yeah.
What tires has he gone to? Can you see?
Yeah,
mediums.
Yeah,
I'm not sure they'll last until the end.
I know, maybe it's like because he knew that for example Matthew Rudd was like 30 seconds behind, so he would only like lost 2 positions, so that's not big deal. And maybe you think that going for the medium and then ending the race with soft tires will be best strategy, and it might not be wrong, so can be a nice call from GPH.
And that's very true. All the cars ahead are going to still have to pit, so as long as he can climb up a few positions, he's not going to miss out too much with that one. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that's played out for him.
And Melonade is P3, so I don't know. Has he lost like the P2? I recall that GC Batical was really close before the safety car came out, but I thought that GC Batical was still behind, but apparently it's not the case. So Melonado with his hard tires is P3. GC Batigal will be maybe in position to try to challenge Rudo with the same medium tires.
Yeah, he is on those slower tyres. The safety car will play into his hands though. He can stay on the hards late, maybe till lap 20, and especially with the safety car, put on the softs at the end and challenge for a good position. So he may be falling down a little bit, but I wouldn't count him out just yet.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see. I mean, we really have a clear division between like medium tires and hard tires. Nobody is on soft tires. Well, that's understandable at the very beginning of the race. But apart from Matthew Rudd, Nitro Gash, and GPH, I think that the only 3 drivers who have pitted on their safety car, which is understandable at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, I do think it's a bit early, even for those medium runners to put on those hard tyres. They will be screaming at the end if they were to have pitted under the safety car. This came out just a few laps too early for them, so I think everyone's made the right call at the moment, staying out on track. There's no point pitting an extra time under the safety car if you're going to lose positions anyways, so
yeah,
everyone's made the right decisions.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe Matthew Rudd, maybe he switched, I think he was medium tires, and he switched to hard tires, so maybe he will try to go until the end with this tire. It might be really hard, but I mean, you've got to try something. I mean, he's P13, so we'll have to see if he can manage to work on his strategy. Maybe it will work.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to bring a strong defending game with him if he wants to stay out on that track, because he will gain the positions, but people are going to be chasing him down very quickly once they do start pitting. So as long as he's keeps his car in one piece and holds up the pack, he could get a fortune from this. Safety car pulls away, and Roddo will become the de facto safety car as they all come in and approach the last few corners now. Just let the safety car pull away nicely, keep the tyres nice and warm, and let's see what kind of restart Roddo can get.
Yeah, I think you have two different strategies. You've got like drivers who go fast as soon as possible, and you've got like drivers who wait until the very last moment. So, don't know what strategy Rudo will adopt. But yeah, he's going for it already. So he doesn't want to get surprised, to get overtaken before that. And I think it worked, because he's managed to get quite an advantage on GC Patigal already.
Yeah, he's pulled a second down into turn 1. That's a brilliant start, as Cost does go past F1 Richard, but I think I did see F1 Richard disconnected from the session, so yeah, that will be an AI driving his car at the moment, so there's no surprise there.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Richard because he was well into that race in P4, and unfortunately it's the computer driving his car, so not ideal at all. That's for sure. And
fingers crossed he can get back in.
Sorry, Joe, we have got Mikey in trouble.
Oh no, did you see what happened? I didn't see that once.
Nah, just got the end of the action. I don't know if it was a mistake or a touch with another driver, but it would definitely not help his race because he's on hard tires now 10 seconds behind Nitro Gash. So not ideal at all, as we've got Matthew Road overtaking Steven.
No, that's not ideal at all. Yeah, it's a lovely move from Matty. He's climbing up the order. Maybe that strategy was the correct call.
As Rens mentioned in the comments, track position is incredibly important here. I have to agree with that one, and I think that's why maybe strategy of Matty Road could work if he decides to stay on track, because it can be quite challenging to overtake on this track. You've got the DRS, but GPH just makes a move on Searspud. Searspud trying to defend it, and we've got Daryl just behind, so quite tense around here.
Yeah, it looks like Searspud's lost out from that one the most. He was pushed a little bit wide through those corners, and it allowed Daryl to just sneak up the inside. JPH did take the position, and Daryl followed him through.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of drivers fighting for that P8 position.
Yeah, JPH is just he's starting to pull away from them, so Daryl will be trying to stay on the back of JPH or fail that defender from Searspud behind.
Well, Searspud, I think is a bit struggling right now. All the driver passing him for now. Oh la la.
Oh, that was close. God.
Yeah, that's really close. It was not an ideal position at all for taking those tricky corner, and Office Red managed to get ahead as well, but he got a penalty already, so not ideal at all.
I think he picked that one up while he had damage, so that's a bit unfortunate with that one. Yeah, I think he got 3 seconds for track limits whilst he was struggling with the car on lap 1.
Steven behind his teammate. I think we might maybe Searspud won't defend because he's on hard tires, Searspud on medium tires. But no, Steven is not.
Doesn't want to let him past.
Yeah. Oh
dear, as we say it. No, good timing. I think he picked up any damage. I think he's okay.
Are you sure? Because he really touched the wall. He really touched the wall. So I would be surprised if he.
He's lost it. Yeah, he's lost an end plate. I didn't see any carbon fibre come off the car, but he has lost some end plates. And Daryl has gone round as well again. Same as qualifying. That's not ideal. These Red Bulls gonna need some good positions because McLaren could wrap up the total if not.
Yeah, Daryl, I think he made a mistake. Just exactly the same place as Mikey, just 1 lap earlier. So another tricky part of the track. I mean, you can see that Australia is really challenging, and we've got a battle between Cost and Melonade on the same set of tires. So it's really important, and Cost managed to get ahead.
Yeah, and at the same time, Nitro's gone up the inside of Searspud. He looks like he's really struggling on those hard tyres. He's just dropping position after position at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I think it's understandable. I think it's a major difference between medium and hard tires. GC Batigal once again 5/10 behind Rudo. So Rudo seems a little bit faster, but GC Batigal is not lost anyway. But I really don't know about when you should pit for the hard tires, but if he's thinking about, for example, an undercut, his task obviously is to stay as close as possible as Rudo, but it's not an easy task, that's for sure.
No, Rudo's a very fast driver. I think the ideal pit might be around like the lap 15, lap 16 would be probably a good time to get off those mediums. They won't be 2-1. But you want to get the best life out of those hards as well and not waste your time, as there is another yellow flag, and it is Mikey at the back of the field struggling at the moment. On those new softs, he's off in the gravel. Luckily he's still in the race though. It's never over. It could be a safety car, so it'll just keep it on track for now.
Yeah, this race is turning into a nightmare for Mikey, and Bruce Lee is getting ahead of Melonado on his medium tires, but Melonado is going to maybe to resist.
Yeah, he's just squeezed him out. He's going to keep that inside line, but he's just going to tuck him behind Bruce. He's on the hards. He doesn't need to battle too much. He just needs to keep his car on the track, and the fortune will come back to him later in the race, I think.
I haven't put the telemetry on, so I'm sorry about that. I will do it. But yeah, Melonado, yeah, it's not. I think. I mean, obviously, Bruce Lee is quicker, but remember that those are drivers that he will fight maybe in the end of the race. So I think it's still useful to try to defend on those drivers. Now he's got F1 Richard. I think he managed to get back in his car, so that's convenient. But he lost quite a lot of position.
He has. He's lost a lot of time to those cars at the front as well, not just the positions. As it looks like O'Steven did have damage. He's gone in for a new front wing and a brand new set of mediums. They might last him to the end. I can't remember what he started on. Darryl had a bit of an incident on the last corner as well and span again, so he's a bit behind as well. So a few cars are going to be hoping for a safety car around here at the moment.
Well, I don't know about your experience on this game in the F2 division, but I've raced a bit at the beginning of the F1 division, and I remember that once you basically you spin, then your tires are basically dead, and if you don't pit, I mean, it's impossible to continue. I mean, it's really weird because your tires can easily overheat, and it can be really tricky. So I think it's what Mikey or Darryl experience, because they already have made a spin before that, and then maybe the tires are already dead.
Yeah, it does seem the case around here. You spin once, and if you light up those tires again trying to get back on the track, then they do get up to a good like 105 degrees, 110 degrees. And you turn in for the next corner, and the car the back end will not agree with it, as Mikey does retire in the pits. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm surprised with that one. With the struggles he was having in the race, he was being lapped, so even if a safety car came out, he would still be stuck behind those drivers. It's a shame to see another retirement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we are not used to see only 13 drivers, especially in the F3 division, at lap 11. So this race with the qualification already, and now the race already has been a nightmare for some drivers. And we've got a yellow flag in sector 1. I'm following the battle for P5 with Melonade, F1 Richard, GPH really close to one another, and F1 Richard I think is trying on Melonade.
Well, that's wheel-to-wheel race, and he's kept it nice and clean through there. He's lost another position though, Melonade. It'll be a good indicator for those behind who did pit under that safety car, especially Matty, to see how those hards will cope at the end of the race with the tyre difference. It does look like Melonade is struggling, so I'm not sure if Matty can keep those tyres alive for the whole race, as JC Batico does pit. I think that is a scheduled pit, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll be going on to the hard tyres.
Wow, yeah, and a lot of happened because Office Red made a mistake on the last corner, unfortunately for him, so he's getting back on track P11. And yeah, JC Batico, he went into the pit, so really early undercut. I think he was only 1 second and 6/10 behind Rudo, so he's really put the challenge on Rudo, because what Rudo will do, that's the question. Will he try to cover JC Batico and pit instantly, or will he, because otherwise I think he will lose that P1 position. So maybe he will try to stay on track and get fresher tires and overtake JC Batico at the end of the race. It really depends. So we will see what Rudo will do.
Yeah, he's found himself JC Batico's found himself a nice gap to come into, so he can get the laps in, pump the laps in, and hopefully close that gap down a bit more. And we will have to see how Rudo responds to that one, because he won't be wanting to give that position away too easily.
What's surprising is that 100% ERS. This is crazy. So yeah, he's not covering it, because I would think that if he went into the pit, he would have used ERS at his maximum. But now he's not following JC Batico. So JC Batico, I think he will manage to get that P1 virtually, but he will definitely be on older tires than Rudo. If, of course, we don't have a safety car. Oh, and cost.
As you say it, the safety car does come out as Cost loses it in the first chicane again. Oh dear. Another DNF.
So this is basically a nightmare for GC Batigol.
It is indeed, yeah. That's absolutely throwing a spanner in the works with JC Batigol, unfortunately.
That's because I mean he dared to do something, and unfortunately it didn't work his way. But I think he will lose massively.
I think so too. Yeah, most of the cars that pit in front of him, well, he might be okay. He's not too far behind those in front. So maybe if the likes of he is a bit far behind actually. I was looking at the other Aston Martin. Because he might jump his teammate, but I'm not sure about the rest of the drivers near the front.
Yeah, but no, because like I mean, they all have I mean the delta, you know. So and for Melonade, I mean it's really a tricky situation as well because I don't think he can pit for medium tires for now because it will be maybe too long. So it's not ideal. I mean it's convenient for the guy with the medium tires, that's for sure. But for the hard tires, it might be trickiest.
Yeah, I think he will stay out. Yeah, he's not going in those pits. He's gonna take those hards to the end and strap on the softs, I think.
Yeah. So that's not surprising to see Melonade getting that P1, but he will struggle a lot to keep the other drivers behind. So he was overtaken by all the major drivers, and now he has to do it all over again. So.
Yeah, JC Batigol has actually gone back into third place, which I'm quite glad about. So he hasn't missed out from that one, thankfully.
Yeah.
That safety car coming out, so that is great to see because there's nothing worse than being punished for being bold. So I'm glad to see him right behind Rodo with maybe a bit more worn tyres, but 2 laps shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, but I think he must be really angry about that because he would have got that P1 because Rudo decided not to cover his strategy, and now he's like behind Rudo, who seems a bit quicker, and plus he's on 2 laps older tires, so it will definitely be a huge task to go for the win for GC Batigol. I think his best chance is trying to surprise Rudo at the beginning of the restart. Remember that Rudo, he got like Melonade to overtake as well, so GC Batigol, he needs to stay as close as possible to Rudo and maybe try his chance when Rudo try to overtake Melonade.
Yeah, if he just sticks behind them, any issues with Rudo trying to get past Melonade, he will be there to pounce on the opportunity. So as long as he keeps it nice and tidy behind those 2 cars, it's not over just yet.
What I'm quite surprised about is like GPH going for the medium tires and Matty Rudd as well. I don't know what it means because will those guys try to go until the end with the medium tires? It will be quite a challenge.
I think the mediums will last to the end, but it will be a task for them, no doubt. But the time lost under that pit stop. When they pit themselves, with everyone pitting under the safety car, maybe it'll be worth it because that tyre wear will be an issue. But I don't think they'll lose 20 seconds with it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm really surprised about Office Red as well because if I were him, I would have pitted and get rid of those 14 laps, hold the hard tires. But he decided to keep with these tires. I mean, for Melonade, I mean, he definitely wants to keep track position, but I mean, the task will be pretty huge. I actually don't know what I would have done if I were Melonade. He will have to defend really hard.
I think, unfortunately for Melonade, it was a bit of a lose-lose position. If he pitted, he'd have been near the back, and his hard strategy wouldn't have paid off, and if he stays out, he's going to lose 20 seconds when he pits, and he's going to have a tall order ahead of him to make those positions back up. I think the safety car just came out at the worst time for him.
I mean, if we have, I don't know, like a safety car in 5 laps or something like that, he will definitely win from it, that's for sure. But you cannot bet on that. You cannot bet on that, that's for sure. I just remember like Spain, for example, like a few weeks ago, we had like 2 safety cars in the last 5 laps, which was insane. So already 2 safety cars in this race. We half of the race, so we will see how the race will will go. And we have the restarts. We will see how Melonade can manage to do it and to protect his P1 from Rudo's on the fresher tires.
Yeah, I'd like to see where he decides he's going to go. He's got those worn tires, so I think if a sensible move would be wait until the finish line before he puts his foot down, which I think is he's going. He's gone already, actually. Rudo's right behind us. I don't think he's going to make the position, but he's kept it ahead into turn one. Not a bad start. Hopefully they stay nice and clean behind as well.
Yeah, exactly as you've mentioned, Joe. Melonade just applied this strategy, and I think it was a perfect call to stay until the end. As we have Bruce Lee and Searspud with old hard tires as well. Oh, and F. Richard, unfortunately, in the wall. Same place as Daryl and Mikey before, and I think there was a touch this time.
Yeah, I don't doubt that with all those cars passing through there, he's got damage as well, so he's going to be back in the pits. This is a nightmare from F1 Richard. He had a great start, he had issues with disconnecting, and now it's just got a whole lot worse, so he'll be hoping for that safety car in 5 laps time, as you pointed out.
And Matty Road is challenging GPH as well. Oh, that was close. Sector 2, what a nice battle between those two drivers, still side by side.
Hope they can keep it nice and clean through here as JPH just slots in behind. He's got a championship to think about here, unlike Matty Rudd, so one position in the long run is not the end of the world, so he's just playing it nice and safe, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and plus, I mean, Jack is retired. I mean, his main rival is basically his teammate, is Bruce Lee, P4, so... but he will be in position maybe to challenge Matty Rudd. I'm checking the gap ahead, but Melonade actually managed to keep his advantage on Rudo, and Matty Rudd really close to Searspud on fresher tires.
Well, it's going to be 3 wide down into turn 4 as they go around the outside of Searspud. Matty's made a lovely move around the outside and JPH follows him through. I'm glad they kept it nice and clean there, but Searspud has just lost 2 places in one corner. That's not ideal for him. Those 16 lap old hards are really proving a difficulty there for him.
Yeah, he definitely struggled, that's for sure. But look, I think, I mean, look at Melonade. He managed to get more than 1 second. Oh, and Nitro Gash in the wall. I caught the action. Yeah. Nightmare. I mean, he's really lucky not to have retired. That's for sure, because it was at high speed. Definitely touch the wall. I mean, if he doesn't have any damage, I mean, this is a miracle. I don't know.
He's lost an end plate on the right side. I can't see how badly damaged it is, but I think he'll be in the pits, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So Nitro Gash and F. Richard already got damage with this restart. So basically we have only 10 drivers competing. I mean, I was going to say for the win, but for the points for now. And well, for the moment, Rudo is not in position to challenge Melonade, so Melonade is doing an incredible work for now. Giuseppe still behind, with Bruce Lee on the fresher hard tire than Giuseppe. So we really have 4 drivers ahead, and Matthew Wood and GPH plus Daryl with their medium tires. I think they are going to close the gap, so we will have a massive close battle for P1 maybe.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see if Melonade can try and pull a little bit of a gap there. He has got all the cars right behind him, because he's going to have to pit at some point. He won't be able to keep those hards on for the end of the race.
Yeah, so I think he will, there are only 11 laps left, so at some point he will have to go for the pits. I think put a set of soft tires and then try to be as quick as possible and try to recover as many positions as possible, but it will definitely be hard for him.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to come in soon or if he's going to gamble and hope that a safety car will come to his rescue. He doesn't need to come in now. It will make no difference him come in now to a couple of laps time as long as he's staying ahead of Rudo, but as soon as he starts dropping down the order, I think it will be time to put on those soft tyres.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as soon as Rudo manages to overtake him, I think that's the point where he should pit. I don't know about the tyre wear for the soft tyres, but I think 10 laps should do it. So for now, Rudo was maybe trying to impress Melonade at some point. But GC Batigol, I mean, if I were GC Batigol, I would be like, okay, I need to get a move. If I want to win that race, I need to make a move before Rudo manages to overtake Melonade. Otherwise, it will be clearly mission impossible.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let a car get in between the two of them, so if Rodo does get past, he wants to make sure he can follow him through. Rodo is very close behind Melonade. He's back tight, he's playing it safe, playing a long game. Melonade does have to pit, so he doesn't need to force too much. Just needs to go careful with the car behind him.
And GC Batigol actually is going for the ARS as well, but no, it won't be enough. And Melonade 37% of ERS, so he's defending, and Rudo is like 100% of ERS. I mean, it seems that he's not using ERS at all. I mean, this is quite interesting to see. Maybe he puts a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, he doesn't want to waste his ERS fighting with Melonade, and it affects him poorly with JC Batigol behind. Who he keeps getting a good exit, but with both cars under DRS at the moment, there's just no way through for JC Batigol.
Yeah, because like if you have DRS, it's already a task to overtake the driver in front. But if the driver in front have got DRS as well, I mean, it's really tricky to overtake. That's for sure.
Yeah, you gotta get that massive speed difference out the exit of the corner to make that one work. So JC, he'll just stick nice and tightly behind Rudo, hoping maybe, dare I say it, for a bit of complications ahead. He'll just keep it nice and tight behind him.
JC Batigol is really putting the pressure on Rudo. He's really close to him, and Rudo's not as close as Melonade, but Rudo, I mean, he's so fast on the straight line. I mean, it's insane how he gets close to Melonade at this part of the track.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this ASF, it's going down the inside. This is a lovely move from JC Batigol as he does take that second place away from Rudo. Rudo would not be happy about that one.
Wow! We've just mentioned it, and GC Batigol manages to do it. Wow, that's really important from GC Batigol.
Yeah, that's indeed. He'll be hoping he can get past Melonade himself. Rudo's right behind.
Yeah, Rudo is using his ERS, so he's not in the defending mode, that's for sure. But GC Batigol now is ahead, and now he has to manage to overtake Melonade as soon as possible and try to build the gap. And he's going for it.
He's going for the move. He's kept it nice and tidy through there, and Rudo hasn't managed to follow through, which is vital for JC Batigol, as there is a spin around the back of the track, but I don't think there'll be a safety car, so you don't need to worry about that one too much. But that is not ideal for Rudo. He will not be wanting that. He will need to be clearing that car of Melonade as fast as possible, otherwise he will start losing out by time to JC Batigol very quickly. Yeah, he's
using ERS, and I think he will try to overtake as soon as possible Melonade, and it's already done. So might have been a bit surprised, and Bruce Lee is trying his chance as well, and he's done it. So
yeah, I think Melanede's going to pit at the end of this lap. Oh, a little snap of oversteer, but he's kept it on track. He's going to have to come in the pits, isn't he, at the end of this lap?
And Mathieu's going as well, and maybe GPH, no.
But very early there, Mathieu would.
Oh, Melonade, yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's time to put those tyres away, I think. He's got to come in the pits now, surely.
Well,
staying out.
Well, okay. Okay.
He's hoping for that safety car.
Yeah. I mean, Melonade is done a fantastic job since 5 lives basically, but he just like as soon as he's got past from GC Batigol and Rudo, then it was over. Like all the drivers kept coming, but yeah. So now it will be basically between GC Batigol and Rudo, with Bruce Lee not far behind, but GC Batigol, it's going to be really tough. GC Batigol with 40% of ERS, and GC Batigol and Rudo, 80%. So it's going to be hard.
Yeah, I noticed Bruce Lee behind, he has no ERS left, so he doesn't need to worry about the car behind, he just needs to worry about the car ahead for running.
Oh, and Rudo, nice exit.
He's kept it nice and tight for there, he's going to go for the move on the inside of JC Batigol, down to the corner, he brakes nice and early, keeping it nice and fair through there, and
Oh,
JC goes around the
GC,
outside.
what a
Lovely
defense! Impressive from GC Batigo. That was a nice defensive move from GC Batigo. But now, well, he struggled a bit at the exit, and he will be under the pressure of Rudo, who's using ERF as well. And GC Batigo not defending it. Oh my God!
He's not giving up this one, is he? JC Batigo, he's not letting him past. He's doing everything he can as. Officer Red has gone round again, I think, at the back.
Oh my God, what a battle we have for P1. That's so nice to see. I mean, with Bruce Lee in contention behind, he got like fortunately a 3-second time penalty, and Matthew Road is in the fight as well with his medium tires with GPH. So we have like 2 Aston Martin, 2 McLaren, and then Rudo with his Haas driver, and we should not forget Daryl. It's not far behind, so really a fight with the 6 drivers for P1.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Melanade, he's gone in for the softs now, but whether he was trying to back up the pack to give his teammate Daryl a chance to catch back up, because they are all behind that first place now, as there's another yellow flag. I think that's Spud who's just came out the pits on those cold tyres.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you just mentioned, Joe. Exactly, I haven't thought at all about it, but yeah, it might be a strategy, and actually it worked, because Daryl, I mean, he's P6, but he can see P1 ahead, so that's nice. And we are going, oh, I think Rudo is really in a good position now to challenge Sebati goal. He got so much ERS.
He's right behind. He's keeping it. He's keeping it behind for now. He doesn't need to rush it over ticket, as you said. He's got the ERS benefit. He's looking around the outside here and see if JC Battlecog could defend this one as well. And they keep it nice and tidy through the corner. And JC, he stayed ahead again, hasn't he? This is some brilliant defense from JC Battlecog.
Oh no!
As I speak, he's picked up 3 seconds for track limits there. He ran a bit wide around turn 4, and that is not ideal.
Yeah, I think he was. I mean, he made a really nice defensive move, but I think this one was too far, and he just got a 3-second time penalty, and eventually he will lose. He will lose P1. So
yeah, just to add insult to injury, Rodrigo sailing past after that 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I mean, he's still. Well, I don't know if he's P2 because GPH doesn't have any penalty, and is yeah. So he's virtually is not. I think on the podium anymore, because it's a situation when we have like 6 drivers, 3 of them got a 3-second time penalty, and the 3 others no. So only 5 laps remaining. So for the moment, I think the podium will be Rudo, GPH, and Daryl, but.
Yeah, I do agree. Matty Rudd does have 6 seconds actually, not just 3 as well, so he's going to fall right down the order behind Daryl. Okay, so for Matty it's basically yeah, an impossible task to get on the podium position. It's game over for him there.
But for Darren and well, basically for like Matty as well, but for Matty, GPH and Daryl, they need to get their medium tire work, because I think they will start to maybe to lose tire advantage with the drivers in front. GC Batigol, I don't know if he's like thinking to stick with Rudo or to try something, but yeah, with this 3-second time penalty will definitely not help him, that's for sure. For Rudo, it's I mean, it's like clear as water. I mean, for him it's really convenient. I don't know if he got some, I don't know, warnings, if he got to... Oh, and we've got Matty trying to challenge Bruce Lee.
Side by side through the next couple of corners, Matty will see his will push his way through, but that 3-second penalty is going to be a bit of an issue for him, even though he's got a position on track.
Yeah, and do you think that Bruce Lee will back up and let GPH go? I mean, I think it will be useless, because I mean they're already like really ahead of the championship. I mean, I haven't done the calculation, so but maybe McLaren are in position to get the constructor title. I mean, they're P4 and P5. I think Red Bull are second.
I'm just trying to look now, see if they will be wrapping up the title as they are. I'm not too sure.
I think Red Bull are second, they are P6 and P8, so...
That's another yellow flag. Talking of the Red Bulls, I don't know if that Melanede's going very slowly at the back there. There's Daryl actually, sorry. Daryl has fallen right back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I missed that one. I think that will be game for McLaren here.
Yeah.
They'll be taking a two at second and third place.
Yeah,
It could be
definitely.
possible they'll be wrapping it up now.
Yeah. I think we can consider that they clinch the constructor title because even if they have not done it at this race, it would be like just for a couple of points. But
yeah, I think as it stands now, they will take the constructor championship at the end of this race with Daryl dropping down into P6.
yeah, because there will be only like 4 races remaining, and a team can score at maximum 28 points, and there will be more than 100% ahead. So I think it will be it for McLaren.
Yeah, as long as they both keep it nice and tidy till the end of the race, that will be the Constructors' Championship. As Daryl's gone into the pits, I didn't see what happened. If he's picked up damage, I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. And Matthew Rudd and Gise Batigol were quite in a fight as well, so no team instruction for them, as well as for McLaren. So it's mostly a fight between the Aston Martin and the McLaren for now.
Oh, hang on, sorry, no, never mind. It was a lapped car that's just gone round. I was a bit concerned there.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the cars in the lead as well. So I was starting to shot. Yeah.
Glad to see it's not. Matty Rudd with that 6-second penalty. He's getting his foot down. He's getting the chase on. He wants to try and pull a gap, I think.
Well, can you tell us really quickly, Joe, if you can do it, if Rudo got warnings, if he's like under a penalty, possible penalty, or?
Yeah, Rudo. Let's just have a look. He's just had the one track limit warning for now, so
okay.
As long as he keeps it nice and tidy, he's not under threat of a penalty just yet.
Yeah. So he's quite safe. And we've got like the two brothers ahead. That's nice to see. Matty, well, he got the 6-second penalty, so for him it might not be a podium position. And Bruce Lee got another 3-second time, so I think it's 6 seconds for him as well. So it changes. It changes something, I think, because.
It is indeed, yeah. There's another 3 seconds for Bruce. He's on 6, so he will finish behind Matty as it stands now.
Yeah.
I think at the moment the podium is going to be Ruddo, JPH, and JC Bat at the moment.
Yeah.
But as you can see, things can change very quickly.
I mean, it's like pretty normal. We've got like penalty system. I fully understand that, but that's quite a shame because we've got like 5 drivers really close to one another for the P1 fight. But it's quite already set. I mean, Rudo doesn't have any penalty for now. All those drivers can offer us battle, but they're quite calm for the moment.
Yeah, it is a shame to see a battle neutralised by penalties, but there'll still be the battle going on between Bruce and Matty. They're both holding the same penalties, so they'll be wanting to make that position on track as it stands.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't think GPH will try to challenge Bruce Lee because he's got basically nothing to win from it. He already got his podium position secured, so he might stand and watch and see what happens.
I think he might be right there. He's going to wrap up the constructors here. He just wants to keep it nice and clean behind. He's going to be P2 once all the penalties are applied anyway.
And Bruce Lee really tried to do something on Gise Batigol. Now Gise Batigol got GRS on Rudd as well. And Gise, as soon as I said that.
I didn't see what happened there. Did you see what actually happened? I just saw he went off to the side.
Yeah, I think it just made a slight mistake, but I mean, it instantly allowed Bruce Lee and both McLaren to overtake him. So now we have a true fight between Matty Rudd and Bruce Lee. I think it will be for P4, but still nice points to grab.
No, exactly. Yeah, every point's going to matter towards the end. Bruce Lee will be hoping to keep it ahead of. Well, he's behind at the moment, but he's hoping to get ahead, I think.
Well, I didn't check at all, but we are in the last lap, so it will be really, really hard for Bruce Lee. Doesn't have any opportunity. Yeah. So already the end of the race. What a brilliant race we just had, and it will be Rudo The winner of this race, just ahead of his brother Matthew Rode, but with a 6-second time penalty, who will be, I think, P4 with Bruce Lee P5, and we have GPH P2 and GC Batigol on P3. Unfortunately for him, he made a mistake on the last lap. He was P2, but podium position still, as we have O'Steven at P6. What a brilliant race for him. I mean, for the O'Steven, it might be his best result of the season. So really nice result from O'Steven. The Red Bull boys, Melonade and Daryl, P7 and P8 with, well, I think a disappointing race for them. Natural Gash will score 2 points from P9. And Ethan Richard, with a really tricky race from him, managed to get the last points. Quite a slight consolation after his race. And we have to mention Sir Spud and Offix Red, P11 and P12. And I think we can say it, McLaren managed to get the constructor title. So what an impressive performance from them. I mean, they've been quick since the beginning of the race. I think they managed to win the first 3 races. They scored incredible points through the season. It's definitely a deserved title. We are like 4 races left, but they already have clinched the constructor title. So impressive performance from Bruce Lee and GPH.
Yeah, lovely race between the pair of them, especially JPH, as he's got that commanding driver's lead as well. They kept it nice and consistent. Consistency is key. You may not win every race, but as long as you score high up in the points, you will just carry on pulling away with that championship, and that's exactly what they've done, as they will be crowned the Constructors' Champions at the end of this race.
Yeah, exactly. That they must be really proud. I mean, for the driver's title, I mean, GPH with that P2, I think he will be in position to get the driver's title next race. I think Bruce Lee will be in. Well, actually, GC Batigol was P3 in the standings, so it was really a fight. There will be really a fight between Bruce Lee, GC Batigol, and Jack for that P2. So we have the official result of the race we've just mentioned. Rudo P1, GPH P2, P3 GC Batigol, Machi Red P4, Bruce Lee P5, or Steven P6, Melonade P7, P8 Daryl, Natural Gash is P9, Efren Richard P10, Searspad P11, Office Red P12, and we've got 4 retirement cost, Mikey, Jack, and Sfillers. With this really, I mean, it was really a nice race. So we have now the interview. I see already that we have some drivers joining the chat. We are waiting for, I think, GC Batigol, and then we will go for the interview. What is the driver of the day for you, Joe?
It's a difficult one, I think. I think it's got to be that P9 to P2 from JPH. He kept it nice and tidy. He kept out of all the issues, and gained some good positions throughout the race. The game awarded it to Daryl, but I think it's got to go to JPH for that race. Yeah.
I have to agree with that one with JPH. I mean, it was quite of a calm race from him, because he didn't make any mistake. He recovered position after position and still managed to get that P2, that's for sure. I mean, I think the first 5 drivers made a tremendous race. It was really nice to see toward the end of the race. We have to see if we get GC Batigol on the chat, and then we go on with the interview. Not used to do it, so guys, please be lenient about my performance. But so I think we will start, and we will see if GC Batigol will join as well. Rudo, I think you're already in the chat with us.
I'm here, yeah.
Okay, great. So another win from you after last week. This time starting from pole position. What can you say about your race? I mean, GC Batigol managed to challenge you toward the end of the race, but you did recover that position, and then you drove safely to P1.
Yeah, I mean, so much went on in that race. I can't even remember the start of it. I think, I got into the lead at the start, and then the safety car came out, and I was arming and ahhing about coming in for hards at that point. But I went against it, and then I was going to run a little bit longer on my mediums because I know JC pitted, so I was probably going to run 2 or 3 laps longer, and got lucky with the safety car. And then, yeah, it was a case of I was just trying not to get involved in any silly accidents, trying not to hit anyone, anything like that. I know that I've actually come in halfway through, so I don't want to mess any championships up on that. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And I know it looks like it's sort of 2 wins out of 2, but I think I've won them both by less than half a second. So yeah, it was a good race. I'm not entirely sure what happened on the last lap, because Jace feedback was there and then he wasn't, and then Matty was there and he wasn't, and Bruce was there and he wasn't.
Yeah, that was a nice end of a race, that's for sure. Nice battle. I was just wondering, like, when you saw GC Batigol went into the pits really early in the race, and you decided not to cover his strategy, and I think you were going to extend your stint on the hard tires, and then the safety car came out. But what's your strategy? Were you ready basically to lose P1 to GC Batigol and try to overtake him on track afterwards?
Yeah, I think so. I think my tyres weren't that bad. I don't know what his was, but I think mine were only at 30% or something when he boxed. So I reckon I probably still had a little bit of pace in those mediums if I needed them. But yeah, I was running probably 2 or 3 laps longer as well, because I'm not, again, I don't know what happened at the start when people boxed under the safety car, so I didn't know if JPH had already pitted, if Bruce had already pitted, if Matt had already pitted. I didn't know, so it was just a case of running my own race.
Okay, thanks, Joe. I don't know if you have a question for Rudo.
Yeah, I did. I want to ask you, Rudo, when you were behind Melonade, you were keeping it nice and tidy. I think you said earlier that you didn't want to make any silly mistakes, and making a mistake to a car that had to pit would be a poor move from yourself, so you were keeping it nice and slow behind. But when you saw JC Batigol make that move and then overtake Melonade a couple of corners later, was there a bit of concern creeping in at that point?
Yeah, that's when I literally dumped my ERS down the back straight on Melonade, because he'd got past, like, obviously a lot quicker than I had, and I knew I couldn't let him get away. But I don't know whether or not if Melonade was running a little bit of a wet setup, because I was a lot quicker than him in a straight line. So
yeah, we did see down the back straight you had so much speed on him you couldn't make the move beforehand, but I think you, like you said, you did dump that ERS and you had to get that move done.
Yeah, because JC Bat sort of went past me, went past Melonade, and I thought, oh, okay, better start.
But it was a good race. I enjoyed watching that one. Congratulations for another P1.
Good, thank you very much.
Okay, so now with GPH scored another podium position. It was quite a hard task for you starting from P9, so you must be really happy for this with this performance.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, quali didn't quite go to plan. I mean, I had a plan. It failed miserably, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, the basis at the moment is get the finishes and just keep scoring points at the moment. I mean, we know we were close in constructors, and obviously with the drivers, I just need to keep scoring the points, and hopefully I think I've got a good chance to wrap up at Brazil. So just had to keep it calm and stay out of trouble, really.
Yeah, well, in terms of standings, I don't know if you know it yet, but I think we've made the calculation, and McLaren just got the constructors title. So you must be really pleased about that. What an impressive season you had with Bruce Lee as well.
Yeah, I mean it's been a season we weren't quite expecting. I mean, we were probably looking top 3 for constructors in reality. We'd have been quite happy with that. But I mean, Bruce and I got very unlucky with the penalties. He got very harsh penalties at Australia, but generally he's driven quite well this season. It's been really good, and generally as a pairing we've been quite strong in terms of consistent points. So it's just helped everything along. To be fair, this season. So, yeah, it's nice that when it gets confirmed, hopefully if it is wrapped up, it will be quite nice for us.
Yeah, I think it is. I've got another question. Next week will we try to go as I don't know, as quick as possible, trying to go for the win, or will we try to basically to stay on track, just to manage this driver title? I mean, you've got quite a nice advantage, I think, on G Sebat or on Bruce Lee. I'm not sure, but will it be your strategy next week?
Same as all season, pretty much. See how qualifying goes and go from there. Really, it's always been a case of just getting as good a finish as possible. For example, like I remember at Kota, it's not a strong track of mine, so it's just a case of just finishing, scoring points, which has been basically the task all season. And I've got fairly lucky with some other people's mistakes, etc. But that's always been the plan. It's just finish and score points.
All right, Joe, you've mentioned GPH as your driver of the day. I don't know if you have a question for him.
Yeah, it was a brilliant drive from GPH. I'd just like to congratulate you and Bruce Lee on that Constructors' Championship with the spin from Darrell behind. It did seal the fate for that one. I did see qualifying. As I said, you started P9. I was just wondering, could you just not get the lap together? Were you on the wrong strategy to hope that the race was where you'd benefit? What happened?
The lap was there. At the end, I noticed how much time I had, so I decided to go for 2 almost installation laps, knowing that the tracks were seemingly getting faster. And just lit the rears up one corner, tapped the ball, and then the wing was gone. So before I could get onto the flyer, but I think the lap was there for probably a top 4 start. But unfortunately, it was just like a small error, which is quite easy with these cars around here in the wet. To be fair.
Yeah, we did see a lot of drivers struggling in the qualifying with the wet tyres, lots of spins and crashes and DNFs in the qualifying, but you made it count where it matters, and you managed to drive to a nice P2 and wrap up that Constructors' Championship, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so now with G Sebat Eagle, who managed to score that P3 podium position, where virtually you were P2 until I think the last lap. I don't know if it was a mistake or something like that, but still managed to get that P3. So a nice performance from you. I think you were in contention to get that win. Today. Have you? I don't know, when you managed to overtake Rudo. Have you thought that it was basically it was it? You will get your chance to win after France a few weeks ago?
Hello, yeah. Sorry for interrupting Ludo, and by the way, Ludo again, congrats on the win, GPH for the 2nd place. Yeah, I think, yeah, of course, I'm a bit pissed off, but most of it, I think it was a very thorough race. The conditions of qualification were very, very tricky, so the idea was to come to top positions again. But in the race, it was very interesting, to be honest, especially with the first safety cars and when I managed to go to P1, and then of course I thought maybe I can challenge tried the different strategy with the too early. I knew it was too early to stop, but tried something, and in the end, the hard tires were too old. Of course, I was looking at the penalties that people had, so I knew I had the P2. I let my teammate to P2 and tried to fight and disturb Ludo. That was my play, because my heart was dying, and eventually I made a mistake in the last lap. Lost in positions, 1 or 2, and JPH pressed me. It was almost 2 survived one point, but yeah, kept my composure because people will interrupt. So it was fine. It was a nice reward. I think it was fair reward for a good race.
Yeah, and plus you've got like quite a fight, an ongoing fight for the drivers' standings. I mean, you're challenging for P2. Will it be your goal for the next races? I mean, Bruce Lee really close from you, Jack as well, even if he retired this race. So will we try to have like I think a fight with Bruce Lee during those 4 last races? You think Rudo will be able to challenge for the P2 as well? 4 races, yeah. Okay, Joe, don't know if you have a question for G Sabbatical?
Yeah, I'd love to pick your brain actually. You had a good start and you were keeping it behind JPH. No, hang on, no, not JP. Who was it you were behind? Sorry, Roddo. My bad. You were keeping it a couple of seconds. You did pit early. We did say here in the comms box that you maybe 15-16 was the lap that we expected you all to come in for those hard tyres, but you came in early and then the safety car came out. Luckily you didn't lose any positions to the drivers behind you on track. You did manage to slot back in behind Roddo, but what was going through your mind when that safety car came out?
Yeah, of course, my plan was actually to keep one lap after that one, so yeah, I would more aggressive than I planned, and of course I was a bit frustrated. It was just like an eliminated twist, because then the system, because then Rudo was without fighting, so I think it made the racing just. I wasn't very concerned. I wasn't concerned that I would lose more positions. Yeah, I wasn't concerned.
Yeah, we were relieved that you didn't lose more positions because we were concerned about those drivers ahead pitting and getting back up before you. But we were glad you got back in behind Roddo.
All right.
That's a good race.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for your insight on this brilliant race we just had with the F3 division. I was Max. We will see you next week in Brazil. Thanks a lot, Joe, for your comments tonight. Hope to see you soon again. And we'll see you next week in Brazil. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Hope it was